I don't know how many of you already were there yesterday, but I wanted to welcome you all today for this session. If you were there yesterday, I hope you're enjoying the Odoo experience so far. And if today is your first day, I want to welcome you again to the Odoo experience today. And today I'm going to talk about Odoo documents, and I want to present you, this new module we just launched. And the aim of the talk today is going to be to discover together all the new features. But yeah, first let me introduce myself. I'm Quentin. I'm a business analyst here at Odoo for almost 2 years now. And I'm working in the Quick Start team in Belgium. So we are implementing projects together with our customers and trying to address their needs. Recently, what we have seen, and that's what Fabien told yesterday during the keynote, we have been doing a huge job so far with our previous version to help you guys manage your company and your documents more and more paperless. But this year we wanted to bring you a brand new module who will help you to be able to manage pretty much everything digitally. So first introduction, how do you guys think it's to deal with documents within a company? So without any document management system or any document management strategy, I think here it will give you an idea of what it is to try to manage all your documents. And I think it becomes a real nightmare when it comes to manage all your documents. So I've been listing, of course, it's not an exhaustive list, but I just thought about some points that were difficult to manage without any document management tool. And so I've listed them here. So, of course, you get paper everywhere. You can also have problems when it comes to find or search or organize your files. And, of course, it can cause some losses of documents or folders. It's a big waste of time. I think if you guys can imagine that, for example, when you want to sign a contract, the HR team will have to print the contract, then they'll have to fill it in manually, then they will try to let someone sign it, and then they'll have to maybe store it in a room or maybe rescan it to just put it into a Google Drive or another management system. And I think you can win a lot of time if you're using a document management application. So another thing that I thought was something that can be boring for people within the company, it's not only for a secretary that has to deal with documents, but for example, managers also lose a lot of time when it comes to sign a document or something, and it's not what you want for your resources to be able to, you want your resources to really focus on valuable tasks and not on administrative work. Of course, you get a lot of manual data entry when you're not using any document management application. You have no easy collaboration, no easy access. You lose a lot of time. Imagine when someone is not at the office and you want to quickly exchange information and they don't have access, so they have to come back to the office basically to be able to handle the documents. So no easy access, no structured way to process the documents, no place to store them, and finally, no real integration with the company processes you might have. So what did we want to do? We really wanted to fix those issues for our customers. And this is a bit the aim of the presentation today. My goal is really to try to show you how easy it is, first of all, to use Odoo documents, but then, and to set it up, of course, to implement it. But moreover, I would like to convince you today that with Odoo documents or with a document management application, you will save a lot of time and money. So here is in short why you should use Odoo documents. First of all, for all the reasons I just mentioned in the previous slide, but then also to really get rid of paper. To manage all the valuable and precious information that all your documents might contain, so contracts, for example, or let's say a description of a product, everything that's important to your company. Of course, you want to manage high volumes of documents in many different formats. Odoo documents will allow you to do that. You want to be able to process them fast. And finally, you want it to be integrated into your software, into your business suite of application. So first, before we start with the demonstration, I would like to show you the concepts and the features that are available in this first version of Odoo documents. And I think we can split it into four real interesting things. So the first thing you will see is the folders. The folders, you can imagine that as a department within the company. You can see it as a working space or a working environment, or you could just think, yeah, I need a place to store, for example, training documentation. Where can I do that? I can do that directly within Odoo documents. So just good to know when you start implementing Odoo documents, you have to really think about the guidelines and the processes you want to adhere to when it comes to manage your documents and your files. Second thing is you can easily choose which folder will be accessible for which user. So if you want to prevent, for example, a simple user to get access to sensitive information, you could just do it by making the folder available only for a specific access group within Odoo. And we have plenty of them available standard in Odoo. And of course, finally, folders, they contain what? They contain the documents, the tags, and the actions. The concept of tags, well, tags will allow you to really handle your documents and to perform actions on those documents. So you don't want to spend too much time processing your documents one by one. You want to be able to automate a bit the process. And how will you be able to do that? You will do that via the tags that are linked to a specific folder. And as I said, as I show here on the slide, they will be available per folder. So if you look at the screenshot here, you have the internal folder, and within this internal folder, you have a status, draft to review, etc., knowledge, templates. If you switch folder, if I go, for example, to the finance folder, I'll get another tags. Then you have, of course, the actions. This will allow you to set kind of workflows to process your documents way faster and more efficiently. And they will be available depending on the type of document and the tags that are associated to those documents. What's good to know is that with the actions, you will be able to set automatically a contact to a specific document. You will be able to set an owner, different tags. You'll also be able to process and to create new objects within the system. So for example, what we have already integrated is the possibility to create signature templates. You have the possibility to create product templates, vendor bills, credit notes, and even tasks within projects. All of that can be done also with actions. You can do, you can move documents from one folder to the other, and also you can combine this with activities which will allow you to, for example, ask a specific person to perform an action on a specific document whenever you want. Finally, another thing that's really important when it comes to document management is you want to be able to easily share and request information either from your employees or maybe from partners. It can be customers or suppliers. But at the end, what you want to do is you don't want to lose too much time. You want to be able to process fast and to share all that. So for that, we have the quick share feature and the normal share feature. You can also decide to send links to certain persons and to allow them either to only download documents or to also download and upload documents. You will see that you can do that either through the link or also by sending an email if you allow the upload. And all of this is also combined with the activities. So now I'll start with the demonstration. I'll try to show you everything I can. I had 20 minutes, so we'll try to stick to that. But if we don't have enough time to show everything and you guys have more questions, of course, I will remain available here to answer your questions, or we also have a workshop here at the main floor. If you have specific questions, you can ask them directly to the developer who worked on this feature. So let me just switch to a database I just created. I had some demo data that are already in there when you start Odoo documents. And here I'm connected as the administrator of the database. As you will see, those are folders that are automatically created by Odoo by default. So you get them right away. But like I said during the presentation of the slides, you could also imagine that you want to create new folders or to reorganize the folders that are already existing. So here you have your folders. Then right below you have all the tags that are available for this specific folder. And like I said, if, for example, you switch folder, you'll get other tags that are available. Then next to the folder, you have, of course, the documents that are within the folder, and you can easily preview them. For example, just by clicking here, you get immediately a preview of this document. And then on the right, if you select a document, you'll be able to set tags, set an owner, a contact, whatever you want. And you also can set a description for a folder. So here, for example, I'm in the finance folder, and I could set, for example, in email that people can send their documents to this email so that it automatically comes into the document application and more specifically in this folder. Of course, like everywhere or almost everywhere in Odoo, you get the possibility to search on certain amount of filters. Here, for example, if I type something, I can search directly the document, who created it, on the file name, on the tags, even on index content, and that one, I think it's really a cool feature. So here, for example, if I look at this document and I want to look for the word participate, for example, I can just perform a search here, type participate or just this, and then select index content. And there I get all the documents where I have this word in the document. So I think this is a pretty cool feature. Then next to that, you can select documents, of course, by clicking on them, but you can also use the shift click and other clicks, like you could do it, for example, in your on your laptop. If you want to select multiple files, you can do it easily by just shift click, and then you have all your documents selected. And then on the right, as you can see, depending on what you've set in your actions, you can see the actions that you have here. And for example, here, they are all in the draft status, and I want to select them all, and I want to make sure that someone in the company will review those documents before validating them. So here, the status is still draft, but if I click here on the action, which is automated, I can just validate them all. And here, as you can see, they just switch from this to the other status, which is validated. Now, you're going to ask me what are the actions available. Of course, you get some standard actions that are already available by default, but you can also imagine that you want to create your own actions. And this is really easy to do. We'll see that a bit later, but here in the configuration menu, you get a link to the actions, and you can configure them, you can configure custom actions as you wish. Now, another question might be, how can I easily upload documents within my document application? And here I have prepared, for example, some demo data. And let's imagine that I want to, I don't know, for the finance folder, for example, I want to easily upload a file. I can just easily drag and drop it, and here it is. You could also use the upload button, of course, and upload a bunch of documents at the same time. And as you can see, they're all in there. Actually, you can also add URLs. This can become handy if you want, for example, to access a Google Drive. and you want to just have a link. So I'll just preview this, and I want, for example, to add a link to Odoo CRM video. So I can do it like this, and then just copy paste, give it a name, Odoo CRM video, edit. And here I have immediately the link to my CRM video. Maybe that one you know already. So I won't go and dig into the details for that. Next thing I wanted to show is, for example, how you can easily create a signature template. So it can become handy when you have, for example, in HR, you have a contract that needs to be signed. You can just drag and drop it again, and you want to create your first template automatically. Here I'll see if I have any available actions. I don't see it right away, so what I will do, I'll have a look at the actions available for the folder HR. And indeed, here I have nothing. So I'll just create one custom action, which is going to be create signature template. I can choose the folder. For me, in this case, it's going to be HR. Yeah, I can make the action only available for specific tags, but in this case, I want it to be available only when the document is in the HR folder. I could also even set the contact and the owner of the document. And then here, if you look at the create actions, you will have the signature template, and you want to make this available. You also have the possibility, like I said, to create a new activity. And for example, in this case, you want to create a new activity for, I don't know, you want someone to perform an action on this. So it's going to be a to-do, let's say in 2 days, and the responsible is going to be Mark. And then, hi, Mark. Can you please make sure this template is an awesome template? Okay, so if I save this, I should have at least an action available within the HR folder for my signature template. And here, if I select it, I have it here. I can create a signature template. So here I'm redirected to the sign application, in fact, but still from the documents application, and I could add, for example, a signature at the end of each page, etc., etc. But for this, I think maybe you should attend another meeting, which is going to be about really the sign application. So let's go back now to other kinds of things you can do. Imagine you have, let's say, a project that you started for a company, and I don't know, you want to be able to create a task and specifications for a specific project. You could just do it by having, for example, I think I have an action available in the internal folder to create a task, yes. So I'll just drag and drop a file here, or I can use any existing file. Maybe I want to use the specification file, and I want to link this file to a task within a project. I have my action available here. It will create for me automatically a task. I can rename it, of course, and then add it to one of the existing projects, or just create a new project directly. So that's one other feature we have. Now, something really interesting for people who are managing vendor bills. I think this was one of the questions I got earlier today. And here, for example, I got a file that was scanned and sent to me by one of my salesperson who got the vendor bill from one of his suppliers. And here, the thing is, he gave me a scan of different suppliers. So here I have open value, but the next supplier is another one. and I want to easily split it. So I can do it for all pages if it's one if you want to split page per page, or you could also use other things like page 1 and 2, for example. You can do whatever you want. So here in this case, I just want to split everything. But that's not all. I want to select them all at once, and I want to create a template for a vendor bill for all those bills. And here, as you can see, I get them splitted, and also in the details. And here I can get a preview of my vendor bills, and I can edit it and just easily fill it in. If you're interested to see how you can also automate this, you should attend the session of Nathan this afternoon. He's going to talk about the artificial intelligence and how you can use OCR to process your documents. Okay, another thing that's pretty cool is you can also decide that you want, for example, to lock some files because you don't want anyone else to be able to modify this document or to be able to archive it or to replace it. So you can just lock the file. And then if you connect as another user, except for the admin who can still unlock, another user won't be able to do it. If, for example, you want to exchange either with external partners or with internal people, you can just use the chatter feature. We have it available almost everywhere in Odoo, but we have it here also for the documents. And you could imagine that you want to log a note to, let's say, the demo, mark demo user, and ask him, can you please validate this? You log a note, and he will be immediately notified that he has something to take action for this document. Of course, you can decide to archive documents or to delete them. So you have here the possibility to archive a document, and here through the filters you can even find them. And maybe you want to, I don't know, either restore them or delete them. It's also possible. How much time do I have remaining? So I'll just try to show one or two last features. That one is also an interesting one. That's how you can share easily files. So if I want to share files with an external partners, I can do it through this link, and I can decide if I want to allow the customer to be able to only download documents or also to download and upload documents. And the cool thing is that you can also allow your customer to send documents within the right folder directly by email. So you can send an email by yourself. Here I'm working on a local database, so I have to configure my own server. But if you're using Odoo Online, you'll get just an email address that you can set right away. And once again, you can also create a new activity for people to get noticed that a new document has been uploaded. So if you copy the link here, here you can see the documents I decided to share. You didn't see the upload thing, but I have it here. If I do it from here, you will see that you can also upload. I didn't save, that's why. Maybe one last thing. If you want to create quickly a folder for your training stuff and you want to be able to process them really fast, you could decide to create a training documentation folder, and you can add a description, of course. So I want to upload all those documents. And then maybe other documents from the POS. And what you want is in this folder is to also set tags. So you want, for example, a tag category with status, which is going to be new validated. And you want also to have, for example, a module tag and accounting, accounting and let's say, yeah, POS. Save and close, it's available. And now I just want to process fast. Those are tags that I want to add, for example, for the POS. And I can add also another tag, which is new. And then finally, if I want to easily tag all those documents into accounting and new. And now it's possible for me to easily search based on the tags I just said. So I think that's pretty much it for now, because I have only 5 minutes left over. But if I have to give a quick conclusion, I hope I was able to convince you that with Odoo documents you can automate a lot of things, and you can pretty much with this first version manage all your documents within your own system. So yeah, I don't know if some of you have some questions for me. Maybe we have here, but I can hear you, so just tell me.
What's the relation between documents and all the documents that are attached that we generate within Odoo?
Yeah, so I didn't show you that, but in the configuration menu, sorry? Okay, I'll just finish. And answer this question, and then we can just discuss the other questions right here. So here, I didn't show it, but you can, in the settings, choose which